Hi, beautiful Pisces. Welcome to New Era. My name is Emma. Pisces, this is your love reading starting today on the 29th of January 2021. And I've set the time frame to somewhere late January till late February. And I'm back on camera. You seem to enjoy that the most after the comments that I've gotten in the comment section, and I appreciate that because it seems to be my best format as well. I feel more free this way, and yeah. So let's see what's going on for you. We just had yesterday or last night a full moon, so we're still in a bit of a heightened energy here. We're gonna start with two cards that we're gonna start with 4 cards apparently. 5 cards. Oh my god. Usually I get 2 cards to start off with to get your like basic energy, but for some reason we get 5. Wow. So we have 15, message in a bottle. We have 49, the observer. We have 38, to be fair. That's a justice card. 29, breathe, and the fate, 17. Wow. So we're gonna just look at this on the surface for a bit, and then we're going to dive deeper and see what we can find. So message in a bottle, basically this is when you have been sending something out. You've been sending something out for a while. When we see this message in a bottle, like flaskpost in Swedish, I mean, that's a message you send out and it's sort of drifting around for a bit until probably, or hopefully, or if ever, it finds the shore, or for somebody to find it in the water. So there seems to be like an asking going on for you, Pisces. And let's see what that is about. I see angel wings there on the bottom. And maybe on the bottom, on the literal bottom of the ocean, or like on the bottom. Right there in the corner, I see angel wings. 15, brand new beginning and great opportunity for change here. And if we add those up, we have a number 6, which is all about the connection with your inner being. The connection with your inner being leads to love and harmony. So some sort of message being sent out by you that you want to receive an answer to. And I just realized, wow. So this, is it a pelican? It's so embarrassing. Oh, it's a crow. Oh. Is that a pelican? I think it is. Do you see that they're holding... Oh, man. Now I'm not going to remember what the word was for that. It was very friendly people who wrote in a comment about what that's called. Like... Binoculars are the two, like... Kikare. Like you look in like this. And then the one, just one, one-ocular. Do you see that the bird is holding that under his wing, or her wing? And for the next card to come out with the fox that's actually looking in it, the observer. That is so interesting. There's a connection here with like the birds to me always come with the message. The birds represents freedom and come, like when I start to see a lot of birds around me, or is for me, maybe that's why I chose to say the crow. It's very typical the crow that starts to show up if there's like a significant message that wants to receive, that wants to be brought to me. And so with the bird there holding that, I'm gonna call it binocular. You know what I mean? It's like they're holding it, but they're not looking in it. They're not pinpointing anything in particular. So it's like it's a very open, like it's still, it's open for interpretation. It's open to, we haven't really focused in on something really, really clearly. So the message here at this point, like this is the beginning stages of it, is like, okay, the message is not being, or the answer, I should say, the answer is not being given to you, or the guidance is not being given to you at this moment. This moment is where you have sent some sort of question out. And the bird is there to receive it. The bird is there to bring you some sort of answer, but they're not giving you the answer right at that moment. But then when we move into this, with this beautiful fox, the fox to me that is very smart, very clever, very warm, a little bit of a loner, like going, probably not lonely, but a bit of a loner, like going it alone. I see this fox like looking up. It's sort of from one angle looks like it's a he looking at the moon. But I feel like he's more looking like gazing at the stars, looking at the stars, observing the stars. So it's like, okay, so we sent out this message. I want this thing. I'm asking for this thing, universe. And then the next level, like the next step is, and now I'm sitting back here and I'm observing the stars. And that can literally, it's two things coming through there. With one is like, I'm observing now the wish fulfillment. I'm observing that coming to fruition now. I'm observing it sort of coming back to me, the answer coming back to me. I'm also observing the stars, like literally the only word that comes to mind is famous or fame, like the stars in movies, the stars, but it's also like the star in your own film, the star in your own drama. Like you're the head in your own drama. You're the leading role in your own movie, if that makes sense. And there's like a bit of a mixture thing, like you haven't fully engaged yet. We're a little bit like in the observer seat. Like you're just almost like you're the director. You're the director of a movie simultaneously as you are the star of your own movie. But it's like you're not fully engaged in it yet. I hope this makes sense. We're on a very surface level here yet with this energy. But it's more from the observing point, observing place. Like, okay, so what's going on here now? Am I going to start to attract this thing that I want? And with the 49 there, 4 is all about a heart matter and laying a new foundation for yourself. 9, we're ending something. We're wrapping something up. It's a wrap. Maybe the director calls out, it's a wrap. We're closing down, like the movie has been made and it's a wrap. It's also the unconditional number. It's like, it is the observer number in a way, because it's like we observe something, looking for something that hasn't yet manifested. But you can still feel the feeling of it coming. You can feel the feeling of love before the lover is here. You can feel the feeling of being rich before the bigger money is here, if that makes sense. You can be sick in your body. You can have illnesses in your body and still start to feel healthy and well. And those conditions have to change. And so that's the 9 here today, and very strongly so coming out. That was a very, maybe perhaps a little side note, because that's not going to resonate with everybody because it's a general reading. But I feel like that was very, very true. For some of you guys, you have been dealing with health or health issues, I should say, rather sickness, or with somebody that has been sick around you, where if you start to see yourself as healthy, and I know this is probably the toughest one, number one situation that is the hardest thing to shift, because it's everywhere you go, because you take your body with you everywhere you go. The number 2 thing I would say is money, because we're constantly in, like, we need money for everything, it seems. Relationships is up there, but that's sort of number 3, because we can sort of not think about it, and we don't have to ever again see certain people if we don't want to. But it seems like, okay, so our body we take with us everywhere. And so if there's a condition that you have in your body and it constantly reminds you that it's there, it is a tricky freaking thing to sort of feel healthy in the midst of sickness, feel vibrant in the midst of feeling fatigue, because it's so evident. It's so, you have proof because it's in your face. It's like a headache, or but if you conquer this, if you can, in the midst of something literally in your face, like it's there wherever you go, whatever you feel like you try to shift, it's still there physically. If you can manage that to still feel healthy, to still feel vital in the midst of that sickness, I'd say you're home free. Because if you can, in the midst of like take an eye infection or take bad eyesight or something that's really bothering you with your eyes, or a skin condition or severe headache, or whatever that is for you, if you in the midst of that can just find peace and find the feeling of healthy, the feeling of being fine, even though under those conditions you're unconditional, and if you can work that out within your own body, I say you can work anything out. Like there's nothing in this world that you cannot like observe. You can observe it and you can look at it, but you can sort of say, but that has nothing to do with what I'm choosing to feel. So that is a big one coming through here for some of you guys, to choose what you want to feel in the midst of something completely different. I hope this makes sense. And if you conquer this one, I'd say you're a master of your own reality. You never again have to, if you conquer that, you conquer everything. Because everything else is just, because you can sort of say, I don't want to eat sugar ever again. And you can actually close that cupboard and never eat it again. But when it's coming with you, when the sugar is coming with you, it's tougher. So conquer that one and you're home free. And then we have, when we add those up, we have number 13. So there's the divine feminine is here. It's like a very flowy energy around you. And that is also the transformational number. It's death leading to life. So there's a big shift there going on for you. And then we have the Justice card coming in. I just see the owl there. So there's an owl sitting on her head. And I just see this wisdom, like there's a lot of, on your crown, like there's a lot of wisdom in terms of like connecting in with the universe, asking for what you want, like understanding the universal laws, understanding your place in the world, and just feeling like really being wise about how you manifest things in your life, basically. And number 3 there, which is passion, creativity, joy, celebrations. And then number 8 is endless possibilities. You have stepped into endless possibilities here. It's the infinity sign, as above, so below. And when you add those up, we have a portal situation, like you're about to step into something new. It's like, when I see it now, when it's put out like this, I actually see where you're headed. We've had the wish, the wanting, the like I'm asking for this, and then I'm sort of sitting back and I'm observing it a bit. And so you're asking for some sort of change, and whether that is like on your body, if that's a change in your relationships, because it is a love reading, or whatever this is, it's you're in the observer's seat and you're taking a step back, and no matter what's going on the outside, you're learning to observe what's going on rather than engage about what is seemingly there. And when you do, this portal represents itself for you to step through to something new. And that's when this is when you find balance. This is when you're balancing everything out. To be fair, is like, then is when good karma returns to you. That's when we have, if there's any type of legal stuff, if there's any documents, any sort of type of legal stuff that you're dealing with right now, contracts, anything like that, it's working out in your favor. It's being balanced out in your favor. It's also good, like with the 8 there, and to be fair, is like good karma returns. So whatever you send out now with this message in the bottle, and you're finding your place in a more like balanced situation, the good stuff starts to return to you. And you're very wise about it. So it's a strong wisdom here around this. And an opportunity to step in through this portal, which is also a brand, like a double, is not a double new beginning, but it's like a strong new beginning. And then we have the portal there again. So we have 2, which represents, it's a breathe, which is my meditation card. Two is all about conversation and communication in relationships. And number 9 there again with the unconditioned. We have an ending here coming into something new. Yeah, and then you add those up. Sorry, I was receiving something. You add those up, we have again the number 11. So big shift going on, going from the old to the new, and taking, I feel like it's an opportunity, taking that leap of faith, taking that chance to go through this portal into something new that you have asked for. So this is sort of the answer, and the answer to that. And how you get there is by finding that inner balance within yourself, being unconditional even though the condition shows differently, feeling rich even though the bank account is not saying that you are, feeling like you're in love with life even though life is showing you something different, feeling healthy even though your body shows you sickness. That's the unconditioned. Understanding that, and when you do, I'm not saying just to do that, as you do that, the conditions has to change. It just has to change. I lived enough life to know that that is a fact. It's not just something that I've read in a book. It's just, I know that that is true. You change and you keep that balance from within. And give it a couple of months before you start to take score about how you're doing. Because if you start to take score about how you're doing like 2 weeks into something that you want to change and you see that it hasn't changed yet, you might think that you're doing something wrong. But that's just so that it's comfortable to you to make some sort of shift. You know, in this day and age, I don't feel even that you need months, because the energy is so freaking fast and clear and honest that on some levels we almost have instant manifestations, like instant shifts going on. So you don't have to hold the energy too long before you start to see results of something different on the outside. But what seems to be working the most for you is to find that balance, and find that balance through meditation or stillness, or taking walks in nature, connecting in with nature. Be around high vibrational, like being around kids, young kids, being around animals, being around trees, like the forest, like high vibrational beings. I don't know if you call trees beings, but you know what I mean. Or go into meditation and just sit in silence, be in stillness, and you will find that balance. And in turn, do you see the beautiful process here? That's leading you to the fates, where it's fated. Like you were always like destined to end up in a certain place. Those are the things that sort of is going to happen whether you want them to or not, and not meaning that you're sort of just a puppet for the gods to play with. Not at all. But it's like a okay, so things happen around you sort of because of the collective vibration. I think it's best to explain it. Because of the collective vibration, meaning most people in the world have thought about this in this particular way. Most people in the world carries this dominant vibration because they think this thing about something in the world. And so that is now going on around you. Does that mean that you have to engage in that? Not at all. Is it to your liking? By all means engage. Is it not? Then go on and continue to create your own world. But there's something about stuff happening around you, things happening around you, and that can even be like people close to you that are creating their world that either is to your liking or is not to your liking. And I feel like with this, it's a lot about finding balance and go within and be within your own bubble and not care so much about what other people are doing that you sort of still... This is the card that is like, what is the saying? Realize what you can control, or realize what you can't control, and therefore leave it be, and realize what you can control. Just completely butchering that one. There's a saying, like, to understand what you can and can't control, and what you can't control, you just have to let it go, because you're not gonna be happy if you try to interfere with something you have absolutely no control over, which is what everybody else is doing in their life. Basically, you can have an influence, you can influence people, but you can never create in another person's world, as anybody else can never create in your world. They can influence you, and so to the point where you start to listen to somebody else or start to mimic somebody else, but they can never create in your life unless you allow them to. And so there's something about stuff going on in your world that very much about this, like, just sit back and observe. There's something going on, like okay, so we need to observe this. But you have a choice. You don't have to engage in it. You do not have to engage in it. You can choose whatever it is that you want to feel and what you want to create in your world. Having that said, what you're creating is you were always destined to create it. We have the fates there, which is, it's fated, it's destiny, it's 17, so it's immortality. Numerology wise, we have the immortality number here, which means it never dies. It's something that goes on. It is sort of like the infinity sign, because when we add up number 1 with number 7, we have the 8, which is the infinity sign. So there's something that goes on forever and ever and ever. Like, life just continues. Death is sort of, we have the transformation there, death that leads to life. So we really don't have death as we think we have death. We just have continuation of life in different forms. And whatever you have created or are on your way, you've sent out the message on one end, and we're ending up with the fates. Like, we're ending up in destiny land, where you're stepping into literally everything you could have wished for. You see all those stars, and I love how those stars looks like they're coming from heaven. Like in a thread, it's like they're coming down here in the heaven. And I also love that we have the biggest star sitting around your head again, which is the crown energy center that is connected in with the universe. Like how everything that you're creating, manifesting, is your doing. It looks simultaneously as it's coming from the heavens, as it's coming from the universe. That's the greatest paradox, that it looks like there's a separation, and you ask for something that you can receive from somebody else, yet it's your asking in your creations. It's you giving it to yourself. There is no separation. But here you moved in, like you've gone from asking to move into the answer, if you will. You moved into your own destiny, where it's immortal. Like, you were always supposed to end up here and get your wish fulfillment and wish fulfillments. Do you see how many, like, for each of those stars, there's a wish fulfillment. So this is like wish fulfillment explosion. Really good title. Wish fulfillment explosion. Wow. What can we say about this? Okay, I'm going to clarify. In terms of love, in terms of like what's going on here, can we clarify? Pisces, please. It was another sign that I did this for that also was very like broad. Like, I felt like we haven't really actually touched on anything. We haven't talked, like, yes, we have talked about like how you can create, and if you have like an issue in your body, that's probably the most like physical thing that has appeared. But it's not this particular relationship or love relationship or even like work or anything. It's like very, very broad. Can't remember now. It was another sign that got that as well. Which means it's just an open road for you right now. There's a lot of opportunity for you to create literally what you want. Clarification here for Pisces. Thank you. A saw a pink card flip, so a little bit of love flipped there. Thank you. And then I'm asked to go to the other deck, so I will. Interesting reading. Like usually I get 2, and then we're clarifying 1 and 1, and then we ask again and we clarify that. Here's like 5. Go to several decks all at once. Really being outside the box, sort of not doing it the way that we usually do it. I love that. One more time. There you go. Thank you. So 7, 7, 4 and 9. I haven't really paid attention to if there's a repetitive number coming out yet. The 9. Yeah, the 9. We have 3 9s on the table. We have 3 7 on the table. We have 3 8 on the table. There's a lot of 3. The combination of 3 is very dominant. Okay, so these are last and this is first. So we have the 9 there again. Like we spoke about the 9. We have an ending. We have the Phoenix rising there on the wall. That there has been a journey up until this point. There's been a lot of questions being asked. And on the other side of that, we have the owl there again. Like these questions that you have asked has brought you a lot of wisdom. A lot of wisdom, guys. And this, like sitting in this bed with the golden, a little bit cheesy bed there if you ask me. With the golden, what is that called in English? So sänghimmel, bed heaven, the thingy on top. It just shows that there's like a golden opportunity here for you to just relax, to just let your worries go, just fly out the window. We have an ending. We're coming in strongly here to your authentic self. And with the 8, with all those birds, like we started with the bird there, with freedom and message, but not really too much movement yet. But through this course of like moving up into the fates, we have this beauty, which is like birds all around you. This is complete freedom. It's complete, like what do you say, financially independent, abundantly independent, I want to say, because it's not just, like I said, it's not just finances, not just love, it's not just health, it's not just finances. I feel like this is across the table. It's in a way a very general reading instead of very, like, I see the love here though coming out. So 8 there again speaks about infinity. So above, so below. You're bringing it in. It's a strong manifestational number, and it's you're looking towards abundant independence. Abundant independence. Not just financial independence, not just love independence. Like you're looking at complete freedom, which is, if you feel that freedom within, you're going to see that freedom without, which means that every single area is going to turn into this awesome independent place, leading to this beautiful commitment with this beautiful person. And I see this is not just sort of dating, this is like deep level commitment, even wedding or marriage for those who are into that. But it's the same level of like commitment, strong, deep commitment for heartfelt matter, for sure, with this person, and laying a new foundation for yourself together with this person. I see on the bottom it says time for celebration. Abundant rewards for hard work. Release yourself from burdensome situations. So there's the abundance, like I said, you're like abundantly independent. Abundant rewards for hard work. And then we had 2 7s coming out, which is like the biggest completion, where it's time to reap the rewards. It's time to really enjoy what you have created. So whatever message in the bottle that you send out is now being received. No, the message you're sending out has been taken care of and received by the universe and sent back to you. And it's time to enjoy it. We have this heart here. The love there shows again that we truly are meeting somebody there, but also your own heart. Like, it's like you're coming together with this person and allowing yourself to ascend your heart even more than you ever done before. It's a completion in love. Like you're here to stay. You're meeting somebody and you're there to stay. Or you've met somebody and you're there to stay. And this meeting of these like two people has made your heart grow and ascend. Like you become wiser and wiser within your heart space. You're tying the knot there. It's beautiful. I see this as like you're tying the knot, and it also says move. So it might just literally be that you're moving in together with somebody, that you have moved in together with somebody, and this journey together is just allowing for both of your hearts to ascend. It's very beautiful. And then we have this choose your battles. I feel like you've done that already because you are now at the golden age there. We start with the blue face, which is more like the young, the naive, the up and coming, the message in the bottle, basically sending out the message in the bottle. Going into the green age, which is all about the healing, understanding yourself, be more complete within yourself, starting to ascend that heart of yours, and now coming into the golden age, the new era, if you will, pun intended, where you see that you're somewhere between the green and the gold, and you're leaning to even more towards the gold there. So there's a beautiful new beginning for you to start, and with the 7 there again, to start to enjoy what it is that you have created for yourself. Absolutely gorgeous. And I love how the 2 number 7 comes out at the same time. It's like time to enjoy this love journey that you've been on, wanting to find this love, wanting to be in this love. It can even be a connection with somebody, like you've been in a relationship for a while, and you feel like you're supposed to be there, but maybe there has been some questions along the way. But this is like when you start to ascend your heart and really coming together with this person. So I'm going to move into the extended and see what else I can find around your love story. We're starting to have more love coming out here towards the end. It's like we needed this foundation first, and now we can start to go into the love relationship a bit more. So if you feel like you resonate with this reading, then you're so welcome to the extended. The link to that is in the description box down below. If not, thank you so much for watching, Pisces, and I hope to see you back soon. Take care, guys. Bye.